the children of the Most High. And it's allotted among the saints, but the saints are the children of Israel. How's he numbered among the children of the Most High? And it's allotted among the saints. See what they're going to say to a righteous man that's standing in great boldness in the face of such as are afflicted or made no account of their labors. This is what they're going to be saying. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth. They erred from the way of following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. They erred from believing in this black man that walked the earth by the name of Mashiach Yahushua. If not, then why is there anyone that call themselves a Christian or whatever they believe in, not putting this demon that has been exalted all over the world? Why don't they put this down? Why don't they put this down? Why don't they tell them this is a lie? Why don't they hit that and do that? Hey, that's a damn lie. This is a lie that we done told everybody, that's been told to everybody. The Bourgeois family, they call it on Showtime the first crime family, right here. That people have opened their churches and their houses as the Last Supper. Only 5 people in this picture. Caesar Borgia, his daddy, his mama, his sister, and his brother. To make up 12 people when it was 12 apostles. Now if you say he wasn't a white man, then why aren't you going against this? Now you can show yourself that you really have some kind of opportunity to believe in what the book is saying. But no. You ain't going to admit that he was a so-called Negro or the tribe of Judah. You ain't going to admit that he was a so-called black man. On TV I'm talking about, where the whole world can see. When you go out there and evangelize. Nah, you ain't going to admit that. That's why you don't love him. You don't love him like I love him. Because you do it. Wouldn't they do it? How you gonna say you love him and you that's just like, you are who you are. Let me give you a scenario. You're someone that made it in this wicked world. And you became rich. You have mansions, fleet of top cars. You have everything that you can imagine. Money is no problem. And you die. And your inheritance, all this that you have accumulated in life, is given to someone else. Only thing is you're a so-called Caucasian. You're a Caucasian. And everything that you accumulated in life was given to this black family. And not your family. That your will says it should go to. But oh, they made a mistake. And they gave it to this poor black family. How would you feel? Because that's what has happened. Revelations, let's make it clear. Revelation 1, 14 and 15. We can get right to it. Revelation 1 and 1 says just the revelation, the revealing of a Mashiach Yahushua. Let's make it clear. So it ain't something I'm just talking out the side of my neck. Verse 14, his head and his hairs, that's the hair on his face, hair on his head, were white like wool. So he had woolly hair. First strike. Do we have woolly hair? No. He got straight hair. The head of his hair were white like wool, fully gray. John already seen it, because it's approximately 90 AD. Remember, he passed, he was born in 4 BC, it has been said, died around 29 BC. So this is like 60-something years later. You see when John is on the island of Patmos. So he's seeing him in his old age, and he's seeing Mashiach Yahushua fully gray. Just like I know you now. And shoot, some 60 years from now, you still look like you look. I might not recognize you 60 years later. But if you come and you gray, because it's 60 years later, yeah, I can see, okay, well, because they remember they're around the same area, the same age as far as what they're dealing with. When he was in the flesh, 63 years later, 90 AD to 96 AD, this is when this book of Revelation approximately was written. So he says it's fully gray, but the texture of it is wool. Okay, now verse 15 says, and his feet like unto fine brass. Brass derivative of brown. How does this derivative of brown brass look? As if they burn in a furnace. You burn brass in a furnace, it'll be very dark. I have that. Matter of fact, here it is right here. We have ashes in the home. You see this? Here we go. Right here. This brass, look at that. Take a look at that. What color that look? That look white to you? This brass, look at that. Come on. It feels like a fine brass that burned in the furnace. So looking at this, it's all a lie. It's all a lie, period. Come on. Get Matthew the 10th chapter. And what we do on it, for those on the conference call, I'm holding up the imposters, the so-called Last Supper picture that Leonardo da Vinci painted of Caesar Borgia and his family, the Borgia family. Let's see if it's 2 women and 3 men that represent the 12 apostles and the Mashiach Yahushua. Let's look at it. Matthew 10, and we're going to read verse 2. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew, his brother. James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother. Philip, and Bartholomew. Thomas, and Matthew, the publican. James, the son of Alphaeus, and Lebanese, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. I ain't see no women's names in that. And these are all Israelite men. So how come you got Caesar Borgia's mother right here? How come you got his sister right there, Lucretia? How come you have his brother right here and his daddy right there? That's all that's in this picture. That's all that's in this picture. 5 people. Here goes daddy right here. Here goes daddy right there, daddy right there. Same image. There goes his brother right here, right there, and right there. There goes Caesar Borgia right here, right there, and right there. His mama and his sister. Come on. 5 people in this picture. Now how you justify that? And you ain't against that. Now you know. The world knows. That's why on Showtime, they have, on Showtime, you can Google up on YouTube, the Borgias, B-O-R-G-I-A. The Borgias, that's what it's called. A whole series called the Borgias. You know what they call them? Those people I just showed you. They call them the first crime family. The first crime family. So if you preachers are still, we can't get around it, we still coming back to the reality of these pork chop eating preachers are leading our people to hell. Because they're not standing against that. And our people really go against us for standing against that image, that lie. That's why I get 1 Maccabees 3:48. 1 Maccabees 3:48. This is just the truth, y'all. It's not a lie, it's the truth. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen, these heathen, sought to paint the likeness of their images. Here they are right here. You can't deny this. I could bring a Bible and show you in the Bible. Show me a Bible. All the Bibles mainly have their images in them. In the Bible. So-called Caucasian people. Your Wisdom of Solomon 15:4. This is what they have done. Wisdom of Solomon 15:4. For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor, the sight whereof entices fools to lust after it. See? And so they desire the form of a dead image that hath no breath. See? This is what you're dealing with. Both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things. See? They that make them, they that desire them, are lovers of evil things. See? And are worthy to have such things to trust upon. See? And mainly our people are the ones that's programmed to believe in this madness. Look at 2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, verse 11. Second Corinthians 2:11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us. Let Satan take advantage of us. But we are not ignorant of his devices. See? We don't supposed to be ignorant of Satan's devices to keep you locked in the spirit of not knowing. Better come out of that. This is serious, people. This is serious as can be. But our people find other means to be able to not believe as you should. Are y'all still on the conference call? Are we still hooked up? Look at 2 Corinthians 11. The water. 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. This to all these fake preachers out there, and ministers or priests or whatever they call themselves. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach, that they believe in him. Look, these preachers with this 501c3, what they gonna do? They got they believe in marrying 2 men, 2 women right now in the church. What they gonna do? They don't believe it. They gonna take away their non-profit status. Listen, for such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. What is this? Is that not straight up what we just went through and looking at right here? Transform themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Come on now. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, right? Hold that. Get St. John the 1st chapter. Satan himself has transformed himself into an angel of light. St. John 1 and 4. This is about a Mashiach Yahushua, y'all. In him was life. That's eternal life through him. And the light was the light of men. Now we're here because Satan has transformed himself into a light, right? And the light, who was Mashiach Yahushua, shined in darkness. And the darkness comprehended not. So the ignorant people are not going to comprehend this light. Because the darkness is those that's not going to deal with the law of the Most High, which is the light of Mashiach Yahushua, showing us how to follow and be obedient to the Most High by following his rules and regulations, which is his laws, statutes, commandments. There was a man sent from the Most High whose name was John. The same came with a witness to bear witness of the light. Bear witness of a Mashiach Yahushua, who is the light, that all men through him might believe, have faith. And John the Baptist only baptized the children of Israel, nobody else. He was not that light. John the Baptist was not that light. You see that light with a capital letter? Because that's the Mashiach Yahushua. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. He bear witness of a Mashiach Yahushua is going to come. That was the true light, which light of every man that cometh into the world of Israel. So now, since Mashiach Yahushua is that light, what is Satan doing? Think about it. You don't take a rocket science to figure it out. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. You see? Because here's an angel. What do the angels do? Here's Psalms 104 and 4. What do the angels do? And what are they? Let's find out. Psalms 104 and 4. Who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire, right? So that flaming fire is symbolic for what you see in Jeremiah 23 and 29, I believe. Is not my word like as a fire? So that flaming fire is the word of the Most High. Remember, the Most High is a what? Consuming fire. But it's Iftar. Is not my word like as a fire, said the Most High, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? So his angels are ministers of the word of the Most High. So what does he do? What is Satan done? Going back to 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. See? He's pretending, he's transformed himself into an angel of light. See, he's pretending here that he's a Mashiach. See? And that's a lie. What does it say? Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their work. He's going to destroy them. That's why when you look at what they have done and fooling the people and thinking that, you know, because white people don't say, so-called white people don't say that they think that a so-called white man gonna come from the fourth dimension and come to this earth and set up righteousness. I haven't found one to say that yet. You see? But our people will say that because they've been programmed.